Hello and welcome and welcome and hello. I greet you with a sense of urgency. Guys, it's Un Poco Moss. It's Danny Deals. It's your chubby buddy. I was telling somebody on the comments, he's like, I'm depressed. Your show really cheers me up. I say, what you need is a chubby buddy. So when you go out, you look fit, you look thin. The ladies love it. Gonna turn that frown upside down before you even know what's going on, JJ. Boy, I don't like to see the Un Poco Moss family, the Turd Army. I don't like to see any of you guys in distress. What's good, M. Russo 215? What's going on, Jason Watkins? It's the big, sexy, raising the roof. We got Mustang Rider and Mrs. Rider, both looking lovely and respectable and extra waspy today, Mustang Rider. One of my best viewers there, Mustang and the Mrs. Joel Madsen in the house. What's going on? Whispering puppy hears you. We got Trunk Monkey in the house. What's going on? We are gonna Poco, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's Poco. Anyway, what's up, Alex? Clap my dog. DVD. The cum rocket is here. Everybody loves a good cum rocket. We got DVD. We got Not a Lurker. Not a Lurker. Do not like and subscribe. Not a Lurker is trying to suck you in, guys. Why is this your final last? And I know all the U-turders, all the talking heads, all the fat idiots, the blowhards, the prognosticators, the pumpers, your annoying relatives at the holidays who have a little bit too much punch and then give you their stock tips. We're all saying, been saying for a long, long time, this is your last chance to buy SoFi under 10. This is your last chance to buy SoFi under 12. Whatever. Guys, this is an inflection point. Q3 is over. Anthony Noto has a ton of credibility. SoFi management has a ton of credibility. Anyone who has done any homework knows this stock is worth at least double digits, probably 12, 14, even more. An analysis I looked at yesterday in my video said, gave arguments why it's worth 17 or 29 on a one-year basis. But how are they holding it down, guys? I just want to show you right away. This is not a secret, okay? Live short interest, boom. Borrowed change, 10 million shares. Okay, 10 million shares net borrowing on a volume of 23 million. And the stock is still green, guys. The shorts, of course, yes, they want to kill these calls at 8. I mean, don't buy the calls on a short date. Get out of them Monday if you get in them. But anyway, returners are going to keep buying these calls. So that's not really the issue. The point is they don't have that much more time till that next ER, which is going to be a turning point. Why? It's not the fact that they're going to make 3 or 4 or 5 cents, 30, 40, 50, 60 million in profit, 70 million profit, whatever it is for Q3. The key is the guidance. The key is the guidance. Let the guidance be your guide. That's always been my motto. No, it hasn't. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't really have a good ring to it. But guys, the point is this. The stock has been down for 2.5 years. This thing fell down. It's been consolidated. It's been churned. Every single weak hand's been knocked out of the stock at the lows. Even the stupid people, a lot of them have learned to stop buying these short-dated calls. And if they do, get out of them early. Don't sit on these eggs late. They're not going to hatch. Don't keep sitting on them eggs till Friday. Them eggs ain't going to hatch. Them eggs is dead. It's dead money. Anyway, guys, I just think it's, for me, I rounded out my position today right around $8. There's just a couple, I didn't really want to buy any more shares, but there's just a couple positions. I sell a few shares here, buy a few shares here, sell it, buy a few more leaps, sell it. Just kind of some really housekeeping, some fine tuning, evening out my accounts, getting things where I want them to be. I don't really plan to buy any more shares before the ER. I really expect the price is going to march up toward my 1013. Like, oh, you just made up the level. Why not 1005 or 10? It sounds like a made up number, but I'm looking at a chart. I'm looking at numbers, and that's where I think it's going to land. I could say, oh, it's going to be 1010 or 1015 just to make it a round number. But 1013 is where I land. It's like I thought 793 is a very important level for a long, long time. The chart bears that out. Math bears that out. It's not stuff I'm just making up. I mean, if you see like where I'm buying, where I'm selling different stocks. I'm not guessing, guys. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to entertain you freaks. Anyway, I don't know. I guess I got a bee in my bonnet, but people who say they know what they're talking about and then they have YouTube comments and they obviously don't have any money and their time has no value. Just be careful who you listen to. Like, oh, you never sold any shares. You're an idiot. You're just going to dump at 10. I'm like, I flipped shares last time at 1160, quite a few shares. So what? I bought them back right around these levels. Turns out it went a lot lower. I can't call the bottom. Sometimes I can call the top when it runs up 22% in one day for no particular reason. You see this over and over. You know it's going to sell back off. You have to act appropriately unless you're stupid. That's why I keep accumulating so many free shares. Flipping from the highs to the lows, selling calls. Sometimes when I expect it to run up, I'll buy calls, but I'll get out of them early before time decay starts to kill me. This stock has been so easy to make money. That's why the market makers have played with it so much. There's so much volatility. There's so much retail money constantly churning in and out. All you have to do is look at this sawtooth, shark tooth chart that is so obvious and so predictable. You don't think market makers know 8 ways to make money from that? And it's retail who's, selling the dip and smelling the rip over and over and over again. And your accounts bear that out, that you churn, wash, lose money, rinse, repeat. And just, retail investors are basically, sheep who lose money and give it to market makers and let them play these games. And that's the truth. And I know some of you guys, a lot of you guys who watch this channel, you're a lot smarter than me, a lot better with options than me. You know what you're doing. So you make money like a market maker. But most retail investors aren't doing that. Most retail investors don't even know what options are. They're just panic buying, panic selling, rushing in at top on FOMO. Why do you think the media and every YouTuber is hyping Palantir so hard at these levels? I mean, you could have bought Palantir cheap. Palantir's not the only AI play. The multiples are crazy there. I was looking at this last night. It doesn't make any sense to rush in there. Where is the growth in the revenue? Where's the growth in the profit that justifies a market cap 10 times that of SoFi? SoFi is just like a year behind, maybe a year and a half behind Palantir. I mean, they're going to catch up in net profit not too long, a couple of years. But there's a lot of stocks like that are undervalued. It's not just SoFi. And then there's other stocks that are just grossly overvalued. I mean, Upstart being one. It's just crazy. Looking at the market cap, Affirm, all Affirm does is announce Amazon, Apple, and their stock just goes crazy. There's no profit behind it. Company doesn't make any money. They never have. I mean, they're headed in the right direction. But again, vis-a-vis SoFi, that's why I continue to say and I continue to buy SoFi anywhere under 8. Because I'm looking at these other companies, whether they be fintechs, tech companies, IT security companies, like a CrowdStrike, the valuation on that company, given the earnings and the growth before sort of the crash from that world, it's just absurd. And a lot of it depends on labels. If you put the AI label on a company like Palantir, you just get a crazy valuation. You put a fintech label on a company like Upstart, Affirm, you get a very, very attractive valuation. You put software as a service like a CrowdStrike, you get a really attractive valuation. SoFi does all these things, and I think is a much safer, much better long-term play. I mean, CrowdStrike's a great company, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying than these other fintechs. These are one-trick ponies. These companies have no stability. And I would look at a company like Hood, it's feast or famine. A lot of it depends on how crypto is doing. A lot of it depends, their members are streaky. Huge ups and downs. That's not what long-term investors want. If you want to swing turd it or day turd it, turtle turd it, I invite you to. Well, pardon me, guys. It's un poco mas, if I didn't say that. I've been just rambling. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm so tired, guys. I haven't had enough coffee, and I've had a lot of coffee. Let me put it that way. Oh, you guys are killing me. I hate you guys. I've got this Yeti coffee cup, and it's really up my game, really classing me up. It's in a seafoam green, matches my Euro Adidas jacket that I imported from Belgium. It's really hard to find things 3XL in Euro, like Euro colors, because there's not that many super fat Euros. Like, there's not that many fat people in Los Angeles, unless you get into some of the worst neighborhoods. Like, just, it's really annoying. You really stand out. Like being a circus freak. I'm like, I'm not that big. I'm like, oh my God, Timmy, hide. I'm like, it's a monster. Like, it's not a monster. I'm just this, somewhat fat guy. I'm not nearly as fat as I used to be. There's no reason to dive behind the counter. Simply trying to purchase a bag of Doritos, ironically. I come in peace. Compas, ¿quieres morir? You want to die? Put down the pistol. Dude, a lot of times I like to think of myself as, what's that guy's name? The guy from Sicario. Not Guillermo del Toro. That's the director. I'm losing it. Guys. I'm getting so old. What's that guy's name? He's in tons of movies. He's like real mysterious, real good looking. That Latin guy. Anyway, what's going on, guys? I have absolutely no idea. C and foam are Tanner's pronouns. You guys don't make fun of Tanner. The guy's got a better Bowflex body than I'll ever have. He's very pale, but he's very smart. And Tanner, I mean, I just can't say enough good things about the guy. He provides so much value. Like, he and Steve handed me PayPal at 53, 54. They handed me new in the high nines. I didn't know anything about these companies. And I'm listening to their analysis, and I'm like, man, they make a compelling argument that these companies are undervalued. And then I start to do my own research, and I buy. I'm like, I'm up 50% on both those stocks. I'm a big time on Shift 4. I never even heard of that company before I saw Tanner talking about it. So, I mean, if you listen and you're careful, I don't buy everything he buys. Like, I'm not in Hood. I don't believe in Hood. I don't like Hood. It's not that I think it's a bad investment. It's just I'm a long-term investor. So I don't like things that I see kind of risky, kind of up and down. I like stability. I like good management that I trust. I don't see that with Hood. That's just my opinion. But I will say Tanner with me has a ton of credibility because I'm not saying he's made me the money. I've made my own decisions. I've done my own research, but he's put a lot of things on my radar screen that have made me a tremendous amount of money. And it's done it for free. I don't even buy the course. I'm not a member. I can't even watch the after hours. Like, I've been on these turds shows like so many times, but I won't pay the $4, guys. I won't do it. I'm not going to ship my money. I'm not going to ship my after hours U-turd money up to Canada. Not under NAFTA. That's that giant sucking sound that Ross Perot was talking about. You're going to hear a giant sucking sound. All your U-turd money going up to Canada. Okay? I only spent $4 on a haircut. See? Anyway, guys, that's neither here nor there. Nothing more topical these days than a Ross Perot impression. Yeah. None of you kids even know who the hell that is. Third-party candidate, wacky guy from Texas. It was much more interesting back then, and our politics were actually a lot more civil, and actually things got done. When I was a kid, things got done. The government actually kind of worked on stuff and solved problems. It wasn't this theater of the absurd, that you have a bunch of nincompoops running around calling each other names and throwing feces at each other, which is basically what things have devolved to at this point. But as Adam Sandler said, fuck me in the goat ass. Anyway, guys, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm supposed to be talking about SoFi, but as usual, I'm not. Bleeding a little bit down. That's okay. $7.94, up 18 cents on the day. You get these huge announcements, the half a point rate cut, this PCE that confirms there's going to be, further rate cuts this year. It's certainly looking that way anyway. The data today definitely bolsters that case strongly. Which are incredibly good things for SoFi, but it goes up a little and it sells off. They give great guidance, great ER last time, really surprisingly good. Lending strong, financial services incredibly strong. Stock basically doesn't go anywhere. It's sitting like 740, 750, before earnings. We've had all these good things that should be pushing SoFi up and up and up. And like I said, it's whether you want to call it delayed fuse, a loaded spring, a flaccid wiener, whatever it is, things are just not living up to their full potential. Let's just put it this way. They're like, oh, it's run out of gas. I hear a lot of YouTubers, oh, it's going to trade into 7 to 8 range, 7 to 9 range. That's all it has. You're looking at a 3x sales multiple for this stock, this year's sales. And the article yesterday made a compelling argument how they're going to get close to $4 billion in sales by 2026. These growth estimates, 15, 16%, are absolutely ridiculous. Demand is about to explode. Fair value accounting front loads profit onto those personal loans. They're about to originate in waves. Waves of gap net profit is going to fall down from those personal loan originations and fair value accounting. They say fair value accounting is going to hurt this company. It's going to fall apart. Fair value accounting is completely valid and over the long term provides a completely accurate picture of the company. But when originations are heavy and defaults stay under control, you're going to see that benefit SoFi's books, not the other way around. The bologna sandwich has been wrong every step of the way. Why hasn't the Chia Pet been out? The guy usually re-rates SoFi with a sell rating every couple of days, every couple of weeks, 4 or 5 times some quarters, 2 or 3 at least. Why has his bosses told him to just shut up? Just stay in his cage. Stay off TV. You look like a fool with your $3 price target and your predictions of doom and gloom. While you predict earnings per share in line with other analysts, because you know what you're saying is absolute dog shit. In my opinion, it's very disingenuous, dishonest. But that's these analysts. Some analysts are out there to provide analysis. You like Dan Dolev from Mizuho, who does a tremendous amount of work, who digs into this thing. Who, when he has questions, when he has concerns, goes to management. And other people just read like legalese at the end of an earnings report and just write it on the back of a bar napkin, wipe their ass with it, and put it on the internet. Now, I'm not naming names, but like the Chia Pet, for instance. But you notice the chorus of ultra bears have fallen completely silent. Their gaslighting fires have been extinguished by sunlight and truth and U-turders and data. The reason it doesn't work forever, guys, the short doesn't work forever, is because so many people have so much data these days. The gaslighting doesn't work because you're able to confirm all this stuff these guys are saying is not true. That SoFi is going to make a ton of money. You haven't seen it happen yet because they've just reached that break-even point. They've just reached that tipping point. Now, all that new revenue coming in, the vast majority of it is going to go to the bottom line. Their incremental profit margins are going to shock the world. Nodo knows this. The smirk, the wink, the incredible increase in confidence Nodo showed last quarter. The fact that they're constantly putting out Galileo management into the media, talking about new products, talking about the future, talking about their vision for 10 and 20 years out. That's where Nodo is. Nodo is big picture. Nodo is above the clouds. He doesn't care about all these little peons, all these little yapping dogs kind of nipping at his heels. He's above all that. He just kicks them off. He kicks Whispering Puppy. Ugh, that's some terrible coffee. Ugh, I don't know who made that, but it's awful. Anyway, what's doing Lee Armstrong? Got clapped, my dog. Got money. You seem like a guy who would love the old Mike Myers Rob script. Yes, you'd be right. I used to love SNL when I was a kid. I'm a comedy writer, stand-up comedian from way back. So I've known a lot of people on these TV shows and different stuff. I've been kicked out the bottom of the entertainment industry and basically kicked in the nuts more times than I could even articulate. But those were the golden days, man. The 80s, all the comedians were just completely strung out on drugs, going absolutely crazy. And, what a ride. Yeah, SNL, I haven't watched it in many, many years. But, Mike Myers, I think, is really an underrated comedian. Some of the stuff that guy did was very, very dry and just very, very funny, very dark. I think he's a very, very dark guy. He doesn't seem like it. He seems nice, but anyway, I don't know him. Never met him. I'm not trying to imply that I've like met a lot of the comedians I know are like nobody ever heard of. They're all long dead from overdoses and suicides and just general malaise. Anyway, just something to brighten your day. Hello and welcome and hello, guys. The stock's falling down into the 792 range. I might actually buy just a little bit more because I didn't want to buy above 8. And this looks, I think this is about as good as we're gonna do. The volume's not heavy, but at 25 million shares, it's heavier than it's been the last couple of days. Of course, it's only 10:20 out here in a beautiful overcast Los Angeles, a little bit chilly today. But this is not going back to 6. There's just no way. This ER is going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be 4 cents, 5 cents. The key is guidance is going to be really, really good. I think 2025, they're saying this was a transition year. 2025 is going to be an inflection point where the entire market just can't make any argument that SoFi is not going, dramatically higher over time. It may take time. I mean, if Galileo doesn't explode like people think it will, but Lapointe is telling you the pipeline is already there. So he's saying it's not if. You just have to be patient based on the glacial product and customer acquisition cycle that these types of businesses have. So it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the impatient. But I think if you're willing to wait and look at those numbers in 2026, and 2025 is going to prove it to you. It's going to show you the roadmap. It's going to show you the roadmap to $1 GAAP EPS in 2026. In my opinion. And I highly encourage you, maybe this is what Lee was talking about, but Stone Fox Capital, very, very intelligent guy. Head on over to Seeking Alpha. I pay like full boat for all my websites and stuff. I don't have any sponsors, affiliates. Obviously, my channel is a nothing turd, but I just, you can get free trials on these sites and read these articles, but this is quality data. This is a quality article. It goes through the valuation. It goes through everything. It goes through the history. It goes through why the market is basically mispricing the stock and, how the FUD has gotten through, how the misinformation has gotten through. But again, guys, sunshine, data, time, light of day, earnings reports, that's the truth. And the FUD and the prognostication and predictions. Remember what I've been telling you guys since I started this channel. If you listen to the SoFi bulls, they go to data. They go to the ERs. They go to the growth. They go to actual numbers, what's actually happening. And then if you go to the bears, like that Gary guy who Tanner had on, he just looks at the future. He goes, well, we don't know what's going to happen, so we can't invest. Like, how can we listen to management? They don't know anything. They're always lying. If their lips are moving, they're lying. I never trust them. It's like, but what if they're telling you for 6 years, and 3-4 years as a public company, they're consistently being honest. They're consistently being honest about the challenges. They're consistently being honest about the benefits. They're consistently being honest about the profits, how they're deploying capital, why they're deploying the capital that way, why they're making strategic decisions the way they are in terms of like holding loans on the books versus selling loans off versus, a hybrid model of the two. Management has been very transparent. And they've gotten more and more transparent recently because the market said there's too many black boxes here. Look at these expenses, these uncategorized expenses. They've started to explain that more. If you read, if you listen, this is not a stock for a lazy, paper-handed, 2-bit, no account, in and out, fly by night, seat of his pants, sack of shit in a cheap suit, doing blow in the bathroom of his fucking faux office complex. No, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Some kind of boiler room, Wolf of Wall Street amalgamation in my head, just growing totally out of control. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. I would be remiss if I did not repeat that mantra ad nauseum and just drive everyone crazy. So it's un poco mas. What else is new? Gonna end this turd, but yeah, sitting just under 8. Max Payne is 8. A lot of calls they want to kill this week, but it's going to move up to 1013. Be like, why do you say 1013? I just believe that's the base. I just believe that's the next step based upon my analysis. I'm not just making it up. I mean, I'm speculating. I'm not in any way trying to say I know that's going there right away or anything. I just think once it goes there and moves past there, it's leveling up. Same way I said 793. Remember how many times I've said 793? Over and over and over and over and over and over, I've said 793. What's going on, Matt Flo? How are you? Great to have the great Matt Flo on board, probably sniffing around the bleachers at SoFi HQ. If you go in after their meetings, go in under the bleachers, kind of sniff around, you just pick up free shares. They get millions of shares laying around. Jeremy Rochelle's emptying his pockets. He's got stock certificates. They're flying around. Noto's stuffing those in his pockets. The great Matt Flo's just kind of running around the conference room, just picking up a couple, 40, 50,000 free shares. That's a drop in the bucket. Got the type of position of the great Matt Flo. Welcome and hello, Matt Flo. Hello and welcome. Uncle Roman is here. Beautiful jet boat. I like to cruise the lake in style. Great movie. It was at the Great Outdoors, selling the dip and smelling the rip. That's patented, Uncle Roman, but you feel free to use it. People copy all my stuff. But my stuff sounds better with a Canadian accent, if you know what I mean. See it in a lot of articles too, like verbatim. Anyway, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Anybody wants to copy my shit, go ahead. It used to happen in my comedy too. It's like people didn't like my delivery. I made them angry. They'd attack me, throw things at me, come outside, slash my tires. Oh, Benicio del Toro. Thank you. Of course. How could I forget that name? What a great name. What's going on, guys? I got Clap My Dog. I got Nicholas Singworth. Sold a tiny bit of my Palantir. Nice, man. Nice. Good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't say like dump Palantir just because I think it's overvalued. I mean, over time, I think it'll go much, much higher. I think it's just not a bad place to sell some and maybe buy back in a little bit lower. I don't think it's going to crash or anything. I just think it'll come down a little bit more reasonable multiples, and then it'll build over time and it'll go back up. That's what tends to happen when something is a little bit overhyped, a little bit overheated. Things can just get a little bit out of control. But I think Palantir is a really great company, and they can't, it's not their fault in any way. It's not trying to be a negative that it's, priced at such high multiples. Obviously, the market's excited about it. People have a lot of confidence in it. People have huge confidence in management, the business model, the future, the sector. Those are all good things. I just think where you buy, what you buy is key. A lot of people say, the best time to buy a great company is now. And I disagree. Not if it's overvalued. Things revert to the mean. Things come back to their value. Hype dies down. Don't chase. Don't ever chase. Palantir's not the last company on earth. You're like, oh, it's the next $1 trillion company. Everybody said that about Tesla. Tesla will never come back down. It's going to be $5 trillion. You listen to these fucking clowns and their napkin math, like Kathy Wood too. I feel that by the end, if you go back to her interview, she said by the end of 2024, Tesla will be 3,000, 4,000, whatever. It's just gibberish. It's pure gibberish. She had, robo-taxi online, bot online. I deal in reality. I don't deal with vapor. SoFi's business is real. It's here today. And it is going to grow far more rapidly than Mr. Market is saying. And they all know it. They all know it. This is all theater. This is all theater to get you out. Get you out at 6. Get you out at 6:20. Get you out at 6:30. Because you're weak. You're weak and you're stupid. And you don't know any better. That's my great-grandmother. Excuse me. No, my great-grandmother. Who knows who that was? Probably somebody very, very important offering me a valuable product or service. Perhaps solar panels. Perhaps that new energy efficiency program from the state people have been talking about. Perhaps healthcare benefits that are expiring today. Perhaps it's someone who has from the Social Security Administration. If I don't call them back and provide all my personal banking information, I will be arrested forthwith by the FBI. There will be grammatical errors. There will be spelling errors in that documentation. But rest assured, it's from the federal government. It's been signed by a magistrate. They're putting the bracelets on Danny Deals. Take me away with your call scams. Where can I send money? Can I Western Union use some money to get out of this? How do I get out of this? Help me. Help me, guy with a funny foreign accent who claims to work for the FBI and also claims to work for Bank of America. How did you just transfer me to my bank? How does that work? Is there any way I could give you remote access to my PC or my bank account? What are my options? No, just Western Union you 10 grand. You'll take care of it. Perfect. Oh, God, I hate society. I hate all of you, but I hate society even more because you guys are the good ones. You guys are good eggs, especially Ian Brookwell. Yes, Adam Sandler's CDs from early. They're all going to laugh at you. And now the severe beating of a high school bus driver. It's like, hey, Billy. Like, nice new backpack, Susie. Like, son, who are you? Can I see your bus pass? And it just audio of a severe beating for just no reason. They also do it with a janitor, I believe. Like, oh, hello. No. Just for absolutely, there's just skits of like David Spade peeing for an inordinately amount of time. Bloody buddy. Like, I haven't heard those things in like 20 years, but I owned them. They're all going to laugh at you. Why, Mom? They're all going to laugh at you. I don't think so. Everybody's doing the same thing. Oh, no. It's like, dude, Sandler was an idiot. Like, you take the brilliant idiot. You take a sketch like Waterboy, you turn that into a good movie. I don't know how you do that. It's just making a lot out of a little. Got to respect the Sandman. I think he's a billionaire by now. Anyway, guys, thanks, Ian Brockwell. Thanks for joining us. DNB finally caught the show live so I could like and sub. No, do not like and sub under any circumstances. Danny Live, it is what it is. What's up, Matt Flo? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. The mountains of Colorado. Matt Flo is somewhere exotic. I think Matt Flo is actually my father, Anthony Noto, and he's reaching out through this medium because he doesn't want to confront me. Let's see who's on the bat phone here. I will not. Absolutely not. Not a lurker trying to gaslight me and saying something I don't want to say. Hello and welcome. I'll say hello and welcome. I will say hello and welcome. We have Kareem here. I know, Kareem. That's the beauty of it. And there's still a bunch of you watching because you have nothing better to do. No, I know I've said nothing this whole time. I've just said why I'm buying more here, why I think the stock's going up, why I think the bears are silent, because everything they've said the last couple of years has not come to pass. They've been completely wrong. Noto and management have been very, very accurate and underselling with their guidance. So that's basically all I'm trying to say. Yeah, I could have said it all in like 15, 20 seconds, Kareem, but that's no fun. You know, then you guys have to actually do your work, and that's no good. What's up? What's up, Deuce Kabuski? Good to see you, man. Holding the bag, buying more. People get stocks, companies, their stocks, difference between stock, company performance, school now. Yeah, exactly. That's Ian's got it exactly right. You see a disconnect. People are like, oh my God, this thing's awful. It's gone down. Like people are saying in the comment, like, price action is not the same as the performance of the company. The company cannot control the price action. The market controls that, and sometimes mechanics control that, but only for a time. Earnings win in the end. They smell like seafoam. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Matt Flo. Yeah, Matt Flo was on the Canadian FinTurd Mafia and really held his own. Excellent performance. Richard Vaughn. Yeah, looks so well rested. I haven't slept in weeks, Richard. Great. Richard Vaughn getting junior drifting champion. Go fast, turn left. I need new set tires. I need another new set tires. You were just here 3 minutes ago. Yeah, but I'm world drift champion. Richard Vaughn getting junior. Need new set tires. Get them on there. Mountain bounced. I want that warranty. Like, what if you're a tire shop and you just sell tire warranties and you have Richard Vaughn getting junior in there, world champion drifter, just coming back every 5 minutes for a new set of tires? I can't honor that. I can't honor that tire warranty again. You've been in for 16 new sets of tires just this morning. New set of tires. I don't know if Richard Vaughn getting junior is a hillbilly. I kind of doubt it. His name's not even I don't know why I think that's funny. I don't know why I think anything I think is funny is funny. There's really no reason for it. We have not a lurker, like think the great not a lurker would like to think Air Force, like think Lee Armstrong. As Kareem has so aptly pointed out, this entire show has no point, has said nothing. Middle of the day, Matt Flo. What more could you ask for? I choose when I get off the bus. It's a short bus that I choose. That's true, guys. I mean, the thing is, stop worrying about stocks. They go up and down. There's nothing you can do. It's like the tide. Do you try to stop the tide? Do you get angry at the tide? Oh no, it's going. Oh, now it's going down. Just relax and enjoy the ride. Buy low, sell high. It's not that complicated. You want to make it complicated with a bunch of emotion and anger and blame and, oh, it's all a conspiracy. It's manipulation. The whole market is manipulation. Why do you think they're called market makers? They control things. They make money. You just have to follow in their coattails, be smart, do the opposite of what they want you to do. Don't sell the dip and smell the rip. That's it. It's not that hard, guys. Anyway, SoFi at 790. They're pushing it down a little bit. Just popped up and then sideways and down. Algo holding on. 25 million shares on the day. Let's get you a check of the live short interest just for no reason. I imagine it's still probably going up. Yeah, so 10 million on the day. And the volume's totally sucked out of the stock. Cost to borrow, almost nothing. So I wouldn't say the bulls are in charge of the stock, but there's certainly a push and pull between options and accumulators and a lot of different stuff going on, but volume is conspicuously low for data coming out. I would have liked to see 50 million shares traded today, at least 45, but looks like we're probably not even going to get anywhere near 40. Yeah, it's just ticks or nothing much is happening. So you do see a little bit of variance in the volume, some orders coming in. So that's a good sign. And with the filings, I went over those last night. Fidelity buying, Schwab buying, many other index ETFs, value funds, mid cap, small cap, even some large cap funds. They're just adding and buying SoFi. When you see those Q3 filings come out, institutional ownership, I believe, will only have accelerated. Time will tell. Anyway, guys, really appreciate you joining me. That's all I've got. I might do a little bit of a Neo video a little bit later. That stock has been going absolutely insane lately. I advised you guys to buy it in the threes. Could have doubled your money. I've some of my options, some of my calls off those lows are up, 300 and 400%. So anyway, guys, you do you. I don't want you to buy that Chinese junk if you don't want to, but you could have made a lot of money. So anyway, guys, it's Un Poco Mas. It's a SoFi stock. It's Hurricane Lopez. It's blah, blah, blah. Peace. I'm out.